This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Renee Summerhour with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. We are about to take you to a live downtown at Las Vegas for an opening ceremony for a new municipal courthouse that they have there. Now, that $56 million courthouse sits on Clark Avenue and near City Hall. Officials broke ground on the courthouse back in 2019, and it is expected to open officially to the public on May 3rd. And it will be busy once it first starts up, as offices and chambers for each of the city's 6 municipal judges will all be residing there, and they will handle everything from traffic violations to criminal misdemeanors and municipal code violations. Now, these judges preside over about 140,000 cases every year. The city previously leased this space at the Regional Justice Center for its courts. It looks like they're going to go ahead and get started. Let's take a listen.
He's built a lot of landmarks in the city and contributed much towards the quality of life in this city. And this project is further evidence of his concern and focus on the betterment of our community. The Municipal Courthouse project was the last project walkthrough that Irwin did before he passed away. He was very proud of this facility. Didn't plan on the win. That was probably Irwin trying to beat me to the punch. We all miss him dearly. However, the many memories we shared with him and the invaluable lessons he taught all of us, whether friend, family, staff member, etc., will be with us forever. I also want to acknowledge and welcome key stakeholders in this project with whom their contributions, key support, and hard work, this project would not be possible. Mayor Carolyn Goodman, and I often call her Goodman 2.0, and we're honored to be joined by Goodman 1.0 today, who really started a lot of the redevelopment focus and regentrification of downtown. And I'm really glad he could join us today. It's befitting that he's here. Mayor Pro Tem Stavros Anthony, Brian Knudsen, Michelle Fiore, Councilwoman Victoria Seaman, Councilman Cedric Greer, Councilwoman Olivia Diaz, who, by the way, runs Ward 3, and that this project is located in Ward 3. So thank you so much for your support on this important project. Jorge Cervantes, the city manager. Chief Judge Bert Brown. Former Chief Judge, but now Judge, Cynthia Leon. Jack Eslinger, who is the courthouse administrator. Gary Melding is the money honey at the city, and he found the money to make this happen. Tom Perigo heads up operations. His input on this project's been invaluable, as has Tim Hacker, the Chief of Public Safety. Mike Jansen put in a lot of hours on this as Director of the Public Works. And a gentleman who's often behind the scenes but deserves some credit is John Radia, the city attorney, deputy city attorney, who made all the agreements happen on this project, and worked closely with our counsel, Jeff Zucker from Fenimore Craig. Nick Niarchos, who supported him as special counsel early on. Steve Ford, the city engineer. And I would say the person that really carried the greatest work of this project from beginning to end is Shelley Hayden. She worked very hard on this project, and in particular, her leadership was most appreciated. And we appreciate Shelley. Shelley, wherever you are, thank you. And finally, someone that most people probably forgot is Steve Kessler. Steve Kessler ran the RFP for this job initially. He did a masterful job weeding through the proposals and answering questions, and he was basically the start of this in terms of the procurement process for the city, and we appreciate everything Steve did for this project. I also want to say thank you to dedicated Mulaski team members who worked on this project. Of course, Matt Connolly carried the charge on this. He's Senior Vice President of Construction for our firm. Been with us 11 or 12 years now, and he brought this project in on time and on budget. We really appreciate his contributions. Brad Scher, a partner in our company. Pam Capco is Vice President of Finance and Corporate Controller. She reviewed every one of these pay apps that were prepared by Robert Sierra, who headed up the accounting for this job. And finally, I want to recognize Mulaski family members who are here with us today. Alan, Beth, Stephen, and Andrew. Thank you all for your support, and I'm glad you could be here today to participate. Your father would be very proud. Many thanks to our general contractor, Martin Harris Construction, Guy Martin, who couldn't be here today, Mike Walsh, and Frank Joyce. Where's Frank? Thank you, Frank. A lot of hard work on this job. Ben Gerardin and Lance Berry from P-Gal Architects designed a beautiful building. And this building really complements City Hall across the street. And I think it's a befitting building for the mission that occurs inside of here. There are too many subcontractors to thank individually, and we did literally have hundreds of professionals on this job. So thank you to all of you as well. It's an amazing feat that the construction trades persevered through and managed through COVID during the bulk of this project to finish safely and on time. I've exceeded the time allowed, so at this time I'd like to introduce to you Mayor Carolyn Goodman 2.0.
Oh my goodness, what a wonderful day this is. And I was just mentioning to Rich, we have Justice Paragary here, who right here joining us today on this wonderful, wonderful occasion. And Rich, thank you, and thank you everyone for joining us as we officially open this sparkling new courthouse, which is the latest piece of Metro. That's not urban. Fully realized the Justice Corridor in the heart of downtown. And in our first year occupying City Hall, had a meeting with then Chief Judge Cedric Kearns, who's here with us today. And he said, you know, we are so slammed in the Regional Justice Center. Wouldn't it be neat to have, and I'd love to see us have a Muni Court building. And I said, don't hold your breath. And at that point, of course, he was thinking he was retiring, but of course he re-upped, and he's here alive and well today to enjoy that conversation's realization. The design of this new building absolutely blends perfectly, as Rich said, with our City Hall, as it joins other governmental and judicial buildings downtown to create a convenient corridor for those in need of its legal services. We must have had a fire. That's from our neighborhood. Oscar, did they bring you here? My husband loves this city, as you know. But in this area, in just these few blocks, we have our City Hall, our magnificent Nevada Supreme Court building, the Regional Justice Center, and now this magnificent new Muni Court building. The four-story, nearly 140,000 square foot building includes chambers and offices for all 6 of our Muni Court judges and space set aside for our busy traffic court, court administration, customer service, classrooms, and public space. It will also house the city attorney's office criminal division, creating a one-stop shop for Muni Court justice needs. And as you'll hear today, there are so many who've worked so hard to make this building possible, and we all know. However, I want to take a few moments, as did Rich, to mention a visionary who not only was key to making this project a reality, but who also built so many buildings on the map of Las Vegas, and that person, of course, is Erwin Molaski. Sadly, that dear man did pass away last summer, but he had been by this building and knew every bit of it all the way. And so it is sad, but I do believe, as he already fiddled with the sign, that he is here for us today. What a true icon this man was in the overall development of Southern Nevada. And his list of accomplishments is far too large to mention, but his career began here in the 1950s with such buildings as those of the Boulevard Mall, Sunrise Hospital, the high-rise Bank of America building in downtown. Of course, more recently, he was the first to build in Symphony Park with the Molaski Corporate Center and the IRS headquarters. And because of dear Erwin, the city enjoys collecting property taxes from our friends at the IRS. Erwin's talents in development and design were matched by his philanthropy. He donated land that would become UNLV's main campus and was the founding chair of the UNLV Foundation. He also founded the Nathan Adelson Hospice, a first in Nevada for sure and in the West, a facility that became and remains a national model for hospice care. Erwin was an amazing man and a friend we all miss greatly. I'm glad he touched this courthouse under the auspices of the Molaski Group of companies. I know I see family right here, and just looking at their faces, I still see Erwin. And wonderful that there are grandchildren that carry on the name, and I don't know if anybody has a great-grandchild, but that too will happen in due time. But I welcome you all, and thank you so much for sharing this wonderful vision of this man with this city. And to honor Erwin, we wanted to do something very special. We all know of his amazing influence through his development projects, so we thought it'd be most fitting to have his name on the street where this beautiful courthouse sits. So I would like to ask Rich to help me unveil the new sign for Erwin Molaski Street. And so are somebody gonna count it down? I count? 5 down to 1. 5 to 1, not 1 to 5. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. There it is. Thank you. Having Erwin Molaski Street running alongside this beautiful courthouse is special, and we cannot thank Erwin enough for all that he's done for the city and for the Molaski Group of companies continue to do. Thank you all, and please, Rich, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. At this time, I'd like to ask Chief Judge Burt Brown to the podium.
All right. A little warm out here. All right. Thank you, Rich. Mayor Goodman. Council, everybody else, good morning. I can't tell you how excited all the judges and municipal court staff are about this new building. It is amazing. As the current chief judge, I have the honor of speaking to you today, but there are so many other people that make up the municipal court. I'd like to first introduce our judges. First off, we have Judge Cynthia Leung, who will be speaking shortly. We have Judge Susan Roger, Judge Kara Campbell, Judge Cedric Kearns, and Judge Marty Hastings. We also have our hearing commissioner, Shannon Nordstrom. Jack Essinger, as you heard, is our court administrator and has been with us for 7 months. He jumped into the finalization of this building and has done a fantastic job. We have so many other exceptional, you can go ahead. We have so many other exceptional people that are part of the Las Vegas Municipal Court family. We have administration, the courtroom support staff, front counter staff, alternative sentencing folks, marshals, compliance and pretrial officers, judicial enforcement, house arrest, records, accounting, IT folks, and more. So we have about 150 people that make up our organization that will be working from this site. This wonderful building will also hold, as you heard, this criminal division of the city attorney's office, about 35 people. DPS will have their dispatch unit in the basement. Then we'll also have our customers, lawyers, litigants, witnesses, and soon potential jurors. With everything opening up, we expect to see about 1,000 people in this building a day. Obviously, this court is very different from where it was when it began 110 years ago. The Las Vegas Municipal Court has always, in the past, shared space with others. I'm going to give you a little history. So in 1911, when the city of Las Vegas was incorporated and the court was created, it was shared in a small building with county offices. Then in 1914, a 2-story courthouse was built at 3rd and Bridger, housing the county courts as well as the municipal court. In 1931, the court moved to a large room behind the jail that was attached to the Las Vegas police station. This was behind the Apache Hotel, where Binion's is now located. Then in 1947, the court moved into a trailer behind a new police station where the California Hotel parking lot is. Then in 1974, our court moved into a new city hall, which is now the home of Zappos. This is where I first joined the court in 1999. And this is where I was first able to serve with Justice Paragari, who will be speaking shortly. And yes, Justice Silver, you were part of the Muni Court also, but I don't remember the date. I'm sure we'll hear about it soon. But in 2005, we moved into the Regional Justice Center, or the RJC. Having all of the courts in one location was a great idea at the time, and it made sense. But it didn't take long, with the crazy growth of the valley, for the RJC to become too small to fit the city's needs. The Las Vegas Justice Court had 9 departments when it moved in 2005. Now it has 15. District Court had 21 departments. Now it has 32. The Supreme Court added a Court of Appeals, making it necessary for their own building just 3 blocks to the east. It didn't take long before the county wanted and needed our space in the Regional Justice Center. So about 5 years ago, Chief Judge Kearns at the time went to Mayor Carolyn Goodman about the potential of a new courthouse. The mayor ran with it, and with the backing of the city council, got with the city folks who got with the county folks and set things in motion. Our past Chief Judge Leung, the Molassie Group, the Martin Harris people, and a lot of other dedicated people made this building a reality. This would be the only Las Vegas Municipal Court. So Mayor and City Council, you did good. Thank you for all your support during my tenure on the bench, and thank you for this wonderful building. It will serve the citizens of the City of Las Vegas well, and for a very long time. Thank you.
I'd ask that Judge Cynthia Leung come up.
Let me adjust this to my height. Good morning. So, as we heard from Chief Judge Brown, Las Vegas Municipal Court has been in operation for over 100 years. And while we may have had humble beginnings, We also have a long tradition of innovation and service. Municipal Court has always been a community-focused, community-based judiciary. In 1982, the court created the Alternative Sentencing and Education Department, which we refer to as ASED. ASED was conceived to offer counseling courses in battery, domestic violence, substance abuse, petty larceny, traffic school, and community service opportunities. This arm of municipal court was designed to address defendant accountability, recidivism, and public safety by methods other than incarceration. This is 1982. And it is from this mindset that our specialty court programs were born. In 2004, Judge Cedric Kearns launched our first specialty court program, Hope Court, which is now run by our Chief Judge Brown. Hope Court was created to reduce arrests among chronic offenders, what we called back then chronic offenders. And by that I mean that the original 25 participants in this program had been arrested a combined total of 8,114 times at the time they entered this program. This first program was a collaboration between the courts, community partners, and the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. Our specialty court programs were collaborative back then, and today, municipal court is a catalyst that brings many community partners together with the common goal of ensuring public safety and addressing accountability. Today, each of our judges, in addition to handling their daily criminal docket, also preside over a specialty court program. And I'm going to ask that you indulge me a little bit while I talk about our specialty court programs. I preside over WIN Court, which stands for Women in Need of Change, and it is a gender-informed program that addresses trauma, criminal behavior, and substance use. Many of the women who enter this program are victims of human trafficking and severe neglect and abuse as children. The women who graduate from this program learn the true meaning of self-worth and are often reunited with their families and children. In Department 2, Judge Susan Roger presides over our DUI court program. This addresses those with multiple driving under the influence of alcohol or drug offenses. And this program focuses on changing drinking and driving behaviors to save lives. Judge Kara Campbell presides over the mental health court program, and this focuses on identifying and addressing the needs of defendants that have been diagnosed with a mental illness. This program assists with ongoing counseling, treatment, medication monitoring, and stabilization and access to community support. This program seeks to reduce the number of arrests and hospitalizations for its participants, and it strives to build bridges between families and resources. Hope Court is run by Chief Judge Burt Brown, and that stands for the Habitual Offender Prevention and Education. Hope Court provides intensive supervision, counseling, and guidance as its participants work to make different choices for themselves. Many are experiencing homelessness and are diagnosed with a substance use disorder. This program targets the cycle of addiction and criminal offenses and seeks to guide its graduates to living independently and working. Yo Court, Judge Cedric Kearns created and presides over. This stands for the Youth Offender Drug Court. Yo Court addresses the issues of the 18 to 24-year-old with active cases in our municipal court system. This program utilizes creative and cutting-edge treatment modalities and requires that the family or a supportive family member also participate in this intensive therapeutic process. Understanding and addressing this component is key to the success of that participant who also receives counseling with substance use disorders, mental health issues, job training, and placement. Judge Martin Hastings in Department 6 presides over the Veterans Treatment Court. This program operates in collaboration with the Veterans Administration to help connect vets with housing, medical, mental health, and substance abuse services. This program addresses specific issues that are unique to the men and women who have bravely served our country. Our newest program is called Fresh Start, And our hearing commissioner, Shannon Nordstrom, presides over this program, and it is specifically designed to identify those defendants who are unsheltered or moving through homelessness. Fresh Start has 2 tracks, one that addresses traffic infractions and one that addresses criminal cases. And the goal of this program is to address those underlying life issues that led to being unsheltered and help individuals connect to community resources in order to attain stable housing, stable income, and to break that cycle of cite, arrest, and incarceration. All of our specialty court programs have the common goal of teaching participants new tools and life skills to make different choices and thereby reclaim their dignity and self-worth. And in many cases, upon graduation, these cases are dismissed and their criminal records in the city are sealed. These programs are not a handout, but rather a way out of the cycle of addiction, criminal behavior, and trauma. And this is something that municipal court deals with every single day in our community. I don't believe it is an overstatement to say that our specialty court programs transform lives. And whether we philosophically agree with this or not, many social issues are laid at the feet of the court system, particularly the criminal misdemeanor court system. And our answer through our specialty court programs is to invest in the individual that appears before us. Because if you can change the life of one person, you can begin to heal the whole community. It is my privilege to serve the citizens of Las Vegas and to work alongside an amazing group of compassionate and hardworking judges. And I would like my colleagues and our hearing commissioner to please stand and be recognized on this historic day. I'm not usually long-winded, so I do appreciate you listening to me. Our new courthouse is beautiful. It is a modern statement, it's efficient in design, and it is the ideal home for many more years of innovation and service. And I know I speak on behalf of all of my colleagues when I say I cannot wait to get to work. Thank you.
At this time, I'd ask Councilwoman Diaz to come to the dais.
Good morning. Thank you, Rich. This is truly a phenomenal and historic day, as both the past Chief Judge and the current Chief Judge have alluded to, for the city of Las Vegas and Ward 3. As we are yet bringing another new amazing addition to our beloved downtown. It seems only yesterday I missed the groundbreaking of this. I was transitioning into this role as councilwoman, and in late June of 2019, the groundbreaking was happening. August of last year, we came to take a tour to see how far along the building was coming, what was gonna be the makeup of it, and we got to see it half built. And so I am truly pinching myself today, seeing what it has, what the final product is, and how beautiful of an addition it is right across from City Hall. I'm very excited about the convenience this new Muni Court will be providing to all of our residents. Moving forward, if anyone has a citation or a hearing that is required that they appear before our municipal court, now it will all be taken care of here. I think that we all know that the different governmental jurisdictions and entities can be pretty confusing to navigate, and especially if you have both in a building. So it's kind of awesome that our mayor and our city staff have been able to make this vision a reality today. Our residents, hopefully from now on, will know that to take care of any business that is related to a citation or a hearing that is connected to the city of Las Vegas, all their issues can be handled right here. Again, I want to give my heartfelt congratulations to the Molaski family on the unveiling of the Erwin Molaski Street. He, I heard, was very excited about the addition of this building, and in his last days would drive around just seeing the progress that we were making here. Unfortunately, he didn't get to see but I think he had something to do with that fire alarm going off across the way. He wanted everybody to come and see it. So we are definitely keeping them alive here today during this momentous occasion. With that, I want to thank the Mulaski Group for you guys were instrumental in this work. I also want to thank all of our hardworking city staff. They always go above and beyond the call of duty, who have worked hard to make sure this building became a reality on time. The civic purpose of this building reinforces our culture of democracy, while the architectural form speaks to the role of the building's function. The new building is constructed of leadership in energy and environmental design standards. We require all new city buildings to be built with sustainability at the forefront, as we want to keep Las Vegas as a leader in this area. The building conserves energy, reduces water consumption, and improves indoor air quality, all while reducing overall operating expenditures. And we know our city manager and finance team are really happy that we're gonna keep our bills low. I also want to thank our design architect, PGAL Inc., our structural engineer, Walter P. Moore. Let's hear it for them. Yes, I think an applause is due. And of course, our general contractor, Martin Harris Construction. Thank you for making this amazing structure here. Collectively, we have truly built a beautiful and functional building for our community. And I add my congratulations to all the judges and the Muni Court team, and let's get to work.
I would ask at this time the Chief Justice Paragari come to the podium, please.
Good morning to all of you. What a beautiful day and what a grand occasion, huh? You know, this building is the end product of the vision and the efforts and the cooperation of a whole lot of city leaders and county leaders, and of course the judges, to better accommodate the citizens that you serve. It wasn't all that long ago that we were housed in the City Hall Annex over off 4th and Stewart. And I say we because I was the first occupant of Department 6 about 30 years ago. And I stand here today in awe to see what this court has accomplished and how far it's come since the days in the City Hall Annex. Some of you probably remember Seymour Brown. Remember him? Seymour was an icon. He was an innovator. He was very creative. And what Seymour did, he took bandages and fixed any of the challenges the municipal court had at the time. And when the population was burgeoning here, the caseloads were out of control. We had no space. So what Seymour would do, he'd go to all these little strip malls and find cheap space, cheap office space. And so he put court services, he put work program, house arrest, education and services in all these places sprinkled across the city. It was horribly inconvenient, and it was horribly expensive because we had to pay operating expenses on each of these building shelves. But it worked. When we ran out of space for courtrooms, well, he did the Seymour thing. He grabbed a couple of trailers and dumped them under the overpass on the freeway next to City Hall Annex and called them Departments 3 and 5. So, and I see Cedric out here. I think he's one of the last remaining trailer dwellers from those days to be on the bench. Abby, were you in the trailer? Okay, good. There's a couple of you. But that's how innovative he was, and that's how far we have come. And today, because the vision of so many have come together to accommodate the citizens of this state, we have this beautiful courthouse, the house that Irwin built. And this is probably the most efficient, innovative, user-friendly courthouse in the state. And it will serve the citizens so well over the many years to come. So on behalf of the Supreme Court, on behalf of all my colleagues, we extend our greatest congratulations and best wishes. And this will be here for many years for all of the citizens to enjoy. So congratulations to all of you.
Well, we're almost done. I'm going to ask all the speakers to join me over here for a ribbon cutting. Before any of you leave, please make sure you grab a cookie on the way out. There's a whole bunch of them back there, and there's bottled water in a container, so take one of those for the road. Otherwise, we're, not sure what we do with those. Thank you.
Well, you just watched them cut that blue ribbon for the new City of Municipal Courthouse there in downtown. And again, you just watched that opening ceremony of that courthouse on Water Street in downtown Las Vegas. We will have more on this developing story online at lvrj.com. And of course, we will bring you an update on all of today's events for you this evening on 7 at 7 p.m. You can also download our free RJ mobile app. And of course, you can get all your news updates and find us on all of your favorite digital platforms, including Roku, Apple TV, and much, much more. I'm Renee Summerhour. Thank you for watching.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.